Welcome to the PT Legends podcast, where co-host Dave Bess and myself, Scott Carpenter, share our journey and secrets of success. From our humble beginnings as personal training employees of a big box gym to struggling studio owners that have made every mistake in the book, to where we are now, the owners of a multi-seven-figure business operating multiple personal training studios internationally, and now coach and mentor to fitness professionals in 5 countries and counting. This is our story, and these are our secrets. Subscribe to our podcast, learn, take action, and build your own fitness empire. Welcome back to the PT Legends podcast. I am Scott.
Big Dave clocking in.
Good to be here, guys. Episode 23 already. That went by quick.
Really quick.
That went by very, very quick. We're going to talk about the number one thing you must have to create a 7-figure fitness business. The number one thing, like you just can't get there if you're not willing to have this, not willing to do this.
Do you want to announce it, or do you want me? Like, it just pops in my head. What I'm thinking about is participation trophies. That guess what? You're not going to get that in life, in business.
No, you're not going to get any points for trying.
You have to lose.
Yep.
Over and over and over.
You have to be not just willing to lose, but willing to lose. Yes. Over and over and over and over. And here's the thing is normally when we get our teeth kicked in, we get really shy about getting back in the fight.
Stuck. It's just, you go and get into that quicksand.
Yeah.
We were here. Like, how many times we'd lose and and then you'd feel stuck because you'd be afraid to lose more.
Well, that's it, guys. Like, you have to take a lot of calculated gambles. You do. I mean, we've all done it trying to hire a marketing company, for God's sakes. Oh my God. We all hate it, right? And we've all tried to hand over, whether it was SEO, whether it was Facebook ads, whether it was whatever, we've all tried to hand off something and be like, oh, they can do it better. They'll do a great job. And they just suck. Like, we've all been burned with marketing companies. Anybody who's a business owner, it's like you have all these promises and this and that, and then you spend thousands of dollars, and it's like, wow, that was completely wasted. And so what do? Like, you freeze. You freeze. And you don't, even when you find somebody who seems like they know what they're talking about, that you're very hesitant to have a conversation, to learn more, to give another person a shot.
Yeah. Hiring people too. Like, how many times you get gun shy there? Like, oh, I have this person, or even just the act of putting out a Indeed job. I'm looking for someone to hire because you're afraid you're going to hire the wrong person and lose, and you're going to get burned again.
Got a lot of our clients. We have to just make them click the button. Put the ad on. And
you're looking having this conversation now is because they're afraid to lose.
Yeah. Yeah. It's we all have it. Even if you don't think that you have it or you're doing it, you've got it. And it all holds us back. We are afraid to lose. We're like that with our content. Well, if I put this out, what if nobody's really going to like it? Nobody's going to see it, or they're going to pick it apart, or I'm going to say something wrong and look stupid. That's fear of failure. It's fear of losing.
Looking someone in the eyes and saying, I want you to invest in yourself and spend $3,000.
Yes.
A lot of that comes from that fear of saying no.
Yes. It reminds me of one of the favorite messages that came from one of our legends, came from Lauren when she sold her first package in her, I think it was like day 7, selling stuff at, $129 a month group, or $99 to $129 or whatever it was, nutrition monthly. And then she's selling a $2,000 transformation package. And her text says that she sold the 2K, but she goes, I am sweating. And she just extended that word. But I know that feeling. Nervous as hell. Nervous as hell, because you are going to say this program costs $2,000 and it's multiple times. And this consult is sold. Like, they love this. They need this. But you're like, they're not going to be able to afford it.
Yep.
And it's just hearing the risk of failing and hearing that no, everything in your being is going to challenge you and say, no, don't offer that to them. Go to your normal prices. Go to your normal prices. But you've got to try it. You've got to be willing to get the no. You've got to be willing to lose. It takes a lot of beat downs before that actually
Yeah, I mean, even our I mean, shoot, we have some of our legends that are closing at 70%, which is insane. But let's just say that you're just learning the system and maybe you fell 70% of the time. And especially with offering a transformational program where you get so invested in every single conversation, like hearing no 70% of the time, you're still kicking ass.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how the math works. That's how the math checks out, guys. You could literally only close 1 out of 3, 30%, right? You will still have your best new business month and your business will still grow.
In your first month, just closing that. But you have to get comfortable in, I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose this battle. I'm going to lose the next one. I'm going to lose the next one. I'm going to lose the next one. Then I'm going to get 2 in a row. And I was having that conversation with Shane at Desert Ridge this morning, and we were talking. Right now, lead flow is slow. He had a couple no's there for a couple months in a row that went back to back, and then he met Ryan and the perfect person to have the perfect conversation with. He sets down $6K executive paid in full,
9-week executive program, paid in full, $6,000.
But Shane had to get comfortable with the losing. Like every single Legends client that is successful, the reason that we are who we are today is we got really comfortable with losing and taking our lumps. And then if you just accept it, hey, I'm going to lose the majority of the time and just keep on going.
That's what life is, guys. That's what life is. It's losing so much that you then figure things out and then you get good. That's what it all is. But I know a lot of people who are afraid to look bad. They're afraid to lose. And as a result, they don't try anything. And they're reserved and they hold back and they don't live out their sole purpose that way. They're afraid to lose. You see this all over the place. You get this advice with real estate investing from your uncle, right? Oh, you don't want to do that. It's very risky and this and that. It's because a lot of people have tried and lost. I mean, you get bad advice all over is because somebody thinks it's too risky or it can't be done or this or that. It's because they are scared to lose. It's so much, it's so fear-based in such a scarcity mindset, but it's hard. It is really hard to get comfortable losing. Because by nature, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's just, we were talking about like soul purpose, right? I think if you find your soul purpose, then you have to become obsessed with losing.
Yeah.
Like losing like a bet. It's, right now it's Major League Baseball season. I'm probably going to put it in a bet tonight. Like, you know what, like that type of losing, like who cares? But like finding your soul purpose and just tackling that so head on where you just accept the fact that I'm going to lose and I'm going to keep on pushing on. Like, I think it really connects with like soul purpose and losing. They go hand in hand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I pulled this up because, this is on my office wall. So I pulled this up because I knew we were going to talk about this. It is my favorite quote and it's by Teddy Roosevelt. And if you've seen my content, like since I'll post that in that frame picture on my wall. But if you're not familiar with Theodore Roosevelt's The Man in the Arena, it's from a very, very iconic speech that he made. And should I read it or not?
Read it.
Let's read it.
Read it.
So this is from 1910 in Paris. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails by daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. You're a Goosebumps guy. That gives me goosebumps.
No, it does.
And
wow,
that's so powerful. And so that is right there. at my desk, because this actually really defines who I am. Even though I have had many times in my life where I wasn't bold and I didn't go for it. In general, in my life, that's kind of who I am. I've always been the guy with the two middle fingers, like, no, you're fucking wrong. I'm going to do what I want to do because I think you're full of shit. I've done that, right? I've the traditional route of the get good grades, go to a good school, get a nice stable job and trade your soul and die eventually. Like that was the path I was on because that's the only path I knew. And then I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And I put two fingers up and I moved out to Arizona and I became a personal trainer. And everyone's like, what in the world are you doing? And listen, I could fail, but you know what? I'm pursuing my sole purpose. And I've had it at many times where I gave up a cushy corporate career with the golden handcuffs and the company car. And I moved out here to Arizona, in my car that I bought for $3,950, started a new life as a personal trainer, was successful going through the ranks in a big box gym to the point where I'm making six figures. And then it was so much about the sale and not changing lives. And it just was a toxic environment to be an employee. And I'm just like, this is not what I want to do. I'm successful in it and I'm partway to what I want to do, but I can't live in this system. And then so I bought a failing gym, a failing box. It had maybe $600 a month in business. I'd spent like everything I had to buy it. And I'm now making negative $2,000 a year. And at the end, or $2,000 a year, $2,000 a month, excuse me, negative $2,000 a month was the negative cash flow in this place. And it's just, I could fail big time on that. But what's riskier? The massive risk I was taking with that, or the risk of me going back to that 9-to-5 corporate world and hating my life? That's 100% guaranteed if I go down that route. And yeah, I mean, I could fail, but at least I failed while daring greatly. At least I didn't just mail in my fucking life. Got to the point where I'm 50 and I wish I would have taken more chances. That route's bullshit, guys. That's bullshit. And I love this piece sitting right in front of my desk all the time. Because you and I, what we're doing, it is not going to come without criticism, especially from those who do the status quo.
Yep.
Like, especially, I mean, we've already gotten it from another person, who works with other gym owners and he gets to the point where they're going to make 40 to 60K a year and that's it. And that's fine. But we've already gotten criticism because we're daring greatly. But the thing is we're backing it up too. And at the end of the day, like if that's all you want, if you just want that mediocre life and you're just fine there because you're safe and you don't feel like you're going to put yourself out there, that's fine. Okay. But if Teddy Roosevelt's speech inspired anything in you, you just have to do it. You have to do it. And I've been held back with that. Like we have spent a lot of money hiring different coaches, different professionals, and different marketing companies. It's thousands of dollars, guys. Like it's not, and in our case, we're probably borderlining on $100,000 right now.
Yep.
It's scary. Was some of it a waste of money?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. But here's the thing. If we didn't take those shots, it's like Wayne Gretzky's quote, right?
Yeah.
You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
That's it.
If we didn't take those shots, we would not be sitting here talking to you right now.
Yep.
We'd still be working in our gyms 40 hours a week.
Yep. And it's because we're on a warpath to change the industry. And that's what allows us to get comfortable with losing. So if you are a gym owner out there and you want to make an impact on your clientele, your staff, your community, and you have that burning in your belly to make a difference, It's your obligation to go out there and lose.
It is. It's your obligation to do it. If that's what you set out to do, which, God, if you're a gym owner, God bless you, because I know you want to change lives. I know you're so passionate. I know it was such a big changer in your own life and physical fitness, what it did for you and your mindset. It's everything. You credit a lot of the good things in life to your passion in fitness, and you desperately want to help others do the same thing. I know it's hard. This business is freaking hard. Every aspect of it. Hiring, coaching, developing, marketing, every single hat that you have to wear, it's friggin' tough. And I know you've gotten beat up and bloodied. But at the end of the day, I know why you got in to this business, because it's the same damn reason I did. And it is your obligation to go all the way. Don't just settle on, well, yeah, the people aren't really that motivated and they don't do what I say. No, you can do more. We've been through that for a long time, and we were really good at what we did, but we weren't that effective until we learned certain things. And we had to lose a lot. How many different processes on nutrition and coaching and accountability had I tried to come up with before we actually nailed it?
I can't even count.
Yeah. And we could scale it and duplicate it to all our staff. Like it's so many. But guys, you have to be, the number one thing you need to succeed is you need to have the willingness to lose, period. Over and over and over again. And you can't hang on to those losses. You take a loss, you learn, and you move on.
You know what? If you take anything from, even if for anyone listening that doesn't hire PT Legends, it's listening to this podcast and just getting you to move that envelope forward.
Yeah. Guys, bookmark this or save it, whatever. Save this episode. When you go through shitty times, replay this episode. That's what got me through the hard moments, is I would find something that was inspiring, something that I connected to, and something that's like, you know what? Others have fucked up, and that's okay. And those people are successful now. That's what inspired me when I saw people that I looked up to, or people who had me or my heroes. When they shared where they screwed up those many, many times and where they are now, I feel like, you know what? That's part of the process, and that's okay. They've been there. I'm here now. I can get past that.
That's what the PT Legends calls are. Like our entire program, it's built off of those calls. And we talk about some wins, and we talk about, how to overcome objections. I'm getting that spousal objection. How do I overcome it? But at the end of the day, and we didn't know this at the time when we really built this, and literally 5 calls every single week. And through this conversation we're having today, I mean, that's all it is we just talk about losing, and then we accept it and we learn from it and we make actionables for the next day. But we just don't do that in a one-on-one setting. It's that we have gym owners from across the world, and we all get together and we talk about, okay, we took our lumps this week, but we're all on this mission to impact and change the world. What can we do better the next week? And that's it. And we have it's the same conversation. For anyone that wants to sneak peek under PT Legends calls, that's what it is. We all get together and we talk about losing together. It's crazy. And then we take, okay, here's the actionables for the next week. Just got on talking with Jason yesterday, right? Took his lump, had a perfect consultation. It was fantastic. And he didn't do a couple of the actionables at the very end to seal the deal. And immediately I call him, and he took ownership of that. He admitted that he just lost. And then we came up with a couple of actionables that he could do the next time.
My favorite messages that come in our group are the ones who lost, but then they gave their insight and they said they were freaking excited for the next one.
Yep.
Those are my favorite ones.
That's it.
Not just the ones where they're selling 3, 6, this, that, thousands in insane months, but those ones are my favorite. So much is mindset and confidence, guys. You gotta learn to let it go when you lose, and you gotta be willing to lose again and again and again. So we're gonna leave you with that. Thank you guys for listening. Come revisit this episode when you need to, and we will see you next week on the PT Legends podcast. Dave and myself, Scott, would love to thank you for tuning in and listening to the PT Legends podcast. You can get direct access to us by joining our free Facebook group. Go to www.facebook.com/groups/7-figure personal trainer. That's 7-figure personal trainer with the number 7. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you can keep on learning and keep on living. Finally, if you picked up any tips whatsoever in this episode that you found helpful, be sure to leave us a review and tell us what you like best about it. Can't wait to see you on the next episode.